그렇지. 꾸준하게 하는 게 더 중요하다고 생각해요. And that is what the word diligent is highlighting. 열심히, 꾸준히 하겠습니다. In 2012, I'm going to study English more diligently. More diligently. Alright, let's take a closer look at the next tweet. 저와 트위터로 약속한 걸로 알겠습니다. Alright, 약속 is promise, promise. Now, I know you're thinking 트위터로 하면 뭔가 through Twitter, via Twitter 이런 말 사용하죠. But here I think it's more important to just get across to the point, which is I'll take that as a promise. 약속한 걸로 알게요. I'll take that as a promise. Now, if you really want to add via Twitter, you could. I'll take that as a promise via Twitter, or I'll take that as a via Twitter promise. But it sounds a little bit wordy in this context, and I think it's better for you to get straight to the point, which is the promise itself. So, one more time. I'll take that as a promise. I'll take that as a promise. It has a very heavy tone to it. Like there's a promise. You better not break it. Last tweet of the day says, 좀 부담되지만 약속을 지키려고 노력하겠습니다. 자, 여기서 부담된다는 거는 다른 뜻이 아니라 뭔가 제 마음에 부담이 되지만 너무나 덜컥 약속을 해버려서 깜짝 놀랐죠. 그래서 뭔가 마음에 부담이 됩니다. 이런 뜻이기 때문에 I think it's important to highlight that. You don't want to say it's a burden. That's the wrong word in this context, but rather it may be ambitious. It may be ambitious because the plan you made, the resolution you just made is very ambitious, right? You're going to work diligently. It may be ambitious, but I'll try to keep my promise. 약속 지키도록 노력할게요. I'll try to keep my promise. So all together one last time. It may be ambitious, but I'll try to keep my promise. I hope you keep your promise because that's one of the better resolutions to have in 2012, right? On that note, we're ready to listen to the entire dialogue in English. Listen carefully.
The year 2011 is coming to an end. Fellow tweeters, did you make your New Year's resolutions for 2012?
I'm going to work out consistently. It was my biggest resolution this year, but I wasn't able to keep it.
I wasn't able to keep any of my resolutions either. It's a pity that my resolutions for 2011 were so short-lived.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2012?
Well, I plan to cut back on drinking, but I think it may be difficult to put into action right away. There's way too many social occasions during the holidays.
Excessive drinking is bad for your health. Try not to binge drink.
I think you're the only one that's truly concerned for my welfare. Before I go, I have one more important resolution. In 2012, I'm going to study English more diligently.
I'll take that as a promise.
It may be ambitious, but I'll try to keep my promise.
Promise is well kept. I hope you were able to say that to me towards the end of the next year. Alright, there are so many expressions that came across this dialogue. Let's take a closer look at a couple of these expressions. 2011년 한 해가 끝나가고 있습니다. I told you this at the beginning of the dialogue. Try to remember. First of all, let's begin with the year. The year. 2011, 2011. The year 2011 is what? It's approaching its end, right? So, coming to an end. The year 2011 is coming to an end. And this expression could be applied to so many different contexts. Let's take a closer look at another example. Alright, and the second example says, 제가 제일 좋아하는 노래가 끝나가고 있습니다. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 my favorite song이죠. 가장 좋아하는 노래, my favorite song. Same thing could be applied here, is coming to an end. My favorite song is coming to an end. One last time. My favorite song is coming to an end. Oh, I hate it. It's a pity when you turn on the radio and your song is coming to an end. 자, 20대가 끝나가고 있습니다. 상상도 하기 싫습니다. 20대가 끝나가고 있습니다. 20대는 my 20s라고 합니다. My 20s. Same thing could be applied. Are coming to an end. Why am I using are as opposed to is? Because 20s was a whole period. There was 20, 21, 22, 27. So you put it as together and it's plural. So my 20s are coming to an end is appropriate. Let's take a closer look at another example. 올해 가장 큰 목표였는데 잘 지키지 못했어요. 저 잘 지키지 못하다 I wasn't able to keep it. I wasn't able to keep it. 자, 올해 가장 큰 목표였다. How would you express this? It was 가장 큰 my biggest 계획은 뭐였죠? 아니 목표는 뭐였죠? 목표, 계획 resolution. It was my biggest resolution. 올해 this year, right? It was my biggest resolution this year, but I wasn't able to keep it. And you can apply this same expression to different contexts as well. 올해 가장 중요한 목표였는데 잘 지키지 못했어요. I wasn't able to keep it, right? 가장 중요한 목표는 뭘까요? 중요하다. Important, right? Important. So you could say, it was my most important resolution this year, but I wasn't able to keep it. One more time. It was my most important resolution this year, but I wasn't able to keep it. Now you can apply this to a different context as well. 올해 가장 힘든 목표여서 잘 지키지 못했어요. Just a little bit of a twist or a change there. 목표여서. So I wasn't able to keep it. So I was able to keep it. So same thing. It was my most difficult resolution this year, so I wasn't able to keep it. 너무 어려워서. I think it's important to make resolutions that you could keep. On that note, we're already ready to move on to Twitter Writing 140.